Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. Now, what's this? Blood Sands. What's this? What's this? What's this? Old Song District. All of Warriors. Let's head to the old...
Did you hear that? About our awakenings being permanent?
Yes, I'm afraid I did. Okay. We'll go to Old Song a little bit. We're probably going to move around, look for some side adventures before we move on. Because I'm looking for clues on what gods to worship, and also to gain some XP. The tombstone icon indicates memorial. These are personalized messages written by our backers. Many of them break the fourth wall, so players desiring complete immersion may wish to avoid clicking them. Old Song's Pass, Noonfrost, Galloway's Maw, Elm's Reach, Earthsong District, Burial Isle. That's where we're going to need to go eventually. Let's see if we can get to the pass. Huzzah. Go to the North Weald. Might affects all damage and healing done by the character and their fortitude defense. It may also be used in conversations and scripted interactions for tests of strength and power.
The figurine. It's glowing.
Ooh. Find the dear wooding expedition of the Pilgrim's Crown. Okay. I cannot get there in time to employ you. By the time I get back, you're going to have gone. I know that. This has happened to me several times. I am way too far away from the castle. Maybe I can hire you from here. Yes, I can. That's a lot of prestige. I need to remember to do this sometime. Okay. That's a lot of that. There. Orderless disciple. $200 copper pieces per day. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I suppose I could try. I don't think it'll last very long. There we go. I should not be moving in fast mode. I should be moving slow.
Silence surrounds me.
Tracks and bloodstains continue further east. Spear broken in half has ornate glenpath and etchings along the two halves of the shaft. Wet wood shows dents stained green with moss, probably from impacts against the river rocks. Tracks and bloodstains continue further east. Bore. Golden celery. Much better than regular celery. Over here, hurry. Twigs poke out of her hair, chunks of dried mud cling waist high to her leather leggings. Be quiet, keep low. Take a look. My friends are up there over the lip of the hill. What's going on? What's going on? The fangs must have caught the scent and rushed the group. She begins to run, her gloved fingers over her hair and stops. The pressure snaps when the twigs stuck on her black curls. Some of my friends are still alive, but the fangs have them surrounded. The expedition, or what remains of it, has taken cover in some ruins above these cliffs. The fangs must be toying with them or letting them starve a bit before the next attack. We need to act, or they are as good as dead. How did the fangs get here? I cut a decoy path, set false campfires, dusted over every footprint I could find. It didn't slow them much. I'll see what I can do. Maybe you can find a way around the fangs. There's got to be another way up to that ridge. You aren't dressed like me. Perhaps you could try talking to fangs. They might not think you're with us. Please help. I already have enough friends to bury. Releases your hand and crouches down into the vegetation, blending back into the brush. Okay. Is it this way?
What brings you here?
Fangs, bright blood. An elven woman stands beside a stag, petting the great beast on its neck. As you approach, the animal jerks its head in your direction, rears up. Stillness! The woman orders the stag, pulling on the skin of the stag's neck until it ceases to buck. Easy now. No need to fight. Yet. She turns to face you. One ear is missing its top half. Many battle scars raise her otherwise smooth skin. More foreigners, more unclean feet trampling on our lands, more blood to feed the trees. She shakes her head. You should not be here, Estermore. If you are here in our lands, it is either steal from us or to aid those who would. Deerwood, and she gestures to the north at the ruins of the Gwithan buildings protruding from the underbush. Deerwood and mercenaries, looters, can you hear their panicked whispers? Leave this place at once, or we will kill you when we finish these Estermorwen. I am a friend. Earglen 5. The great stag stomps its front hooves on the ground and turns to its master. Do you speak truth, Forna? If you are indeed a friend, you would expect our lands and not defile our sacred soil with your trespass. She clenches her jaw, its muscles quiver under the pressure until suddenly calm returns to her expression. If you have no bonds of kin or kith with the looters, I will give you a chance to prove it. The invaders must be purged from our lands. Prove your worth and we will believe your words. Tell me about these mercenaries. Raiders, looters, same as all the Deerwooden thieves that pillage our lands. We tracked the Deerwoodens from their first step beyond the Great River and waited for them to err. They always do. We claimed half their pack in our first assault. The cowards that ran now huddle in the north. When the wind turns, you will smell their fear. If they surrender, will you let them live? Softness such as yours will not bring them to heel. Their greed knows no bounds. Their memory honors no history. What use have we of prisoners? What example do we set to others letting them live? Why would we forgive again? Because you soar where they crawl. The fangs deserve better foes than these wounded animals. Send them home with grave warnings for their kid. The woman gazes north, her mouth a twisted scowl as she ponders your words. The great stag nudges her shoulder and she reaches up to scratch the animal's chin. Blood was spilled and life sprouts from soaked ground. She looks at you with cold glare, mutters a curse under her breath, and sheaves her blade. We will let the raiders return, headless. Their leader must pay for their crimes. Only then may the rest go free. Go deliver my message before I see the folly in this decision. I will tell. Do you wish to see the leader dead? Wish to see their leader be an example to the others. Sever his head, his freedom, or his family, whichever will best warn others not to trespass into our lands. Stop, friend or foe. The man in blood-soaked armor points his blade at you as his wounded and weary comrades flock into position behind him. Trickle of blood runs from a cut on his brow down to his neck. You're not Glenfathan. He tightens the grip on his sword's handle. By Magrin, friend or foe, I said. Calm down. I'm a friend. Sword still pointing you, the man gives a sideways glance to his companions and nods. The mercenaries lower their weapons. A rare and welcome sight, friends this far from home. He lets the weight of his sword lower his arm. Gives a concerned look to his mercenary company. Look at us, hiding in the rocks and holding in our guts. The fangs, they've bloodied us and now we're trapped. Swinth sent me. What happened? Resourceful girl. The captain huffs a chuckle before returning to his humorless frown. We assumed the Glenfathans killed her before coming upon us. I'm relieved she's alive, doubly relieved she brought help. He rests his sword, still caked with blood, across his shoulders. The tribesmen ambushed us just as we made camp. The fight was a lopsided slaughter. Esmar stares at his feet as he finishes his thought. In the melee, somebody tripped through the campfire. We were lucky in that regard. The stench of burning flesh and the choking smoke obscured the scene, and a few of us managed to withdraw. We ran to these ruins to regroup, but now we're trapped. Face painters are just south of our position, and they have us cornered. No doubt they're happy to let us starve while they rest and rebuild their strength before attacking anew. Seems this is where we will be making our last stands. I've convinced the Fangs to let you go, but you must bear the punishment for trespassing and be taken prisoner. Well, if anyone could have, I suppose it would be you, but... Creases around his eyes deepen with his growing frown. He looks at his locket and then lifts his eyes back to you. Prisoner, if it's the only way to save my men, I'll endure it. But who's prisoner? I have room in my stronghold to take you on as prisoner. You will be treated well. You will hold me prisoner, that will satisfy? So be it. I am more than willing to be held hostage if that means we all get home safe. I'm sure you will have me keep me as a proper captive to honor the arrangement, but I understand it's far better than being the Fang's prisoner. Captain turns to his company. Each of his soldiers stare back. New orders. You are to fall back. Expedition is order. Store your gear and make for Defiance Bay at once. Mercenaries exchange glances with each other, waiting for the first one to obey the command. Are you deaf? I won't tell you again. Time to go, now! Esmar's booming voice brings the reluctant mercenaries into action. Wounds are dressed. One last time, camping gear is secured, and within minutes the men set off on their march, nodding at their leader in acknowledgement as they pass. It's my duty to see my men returned home, even if that means enduring prison, so be it. Okay. Well, that did satisfy them. They're not there to talk to us. And I guess we'll keep him in the prison until someone comes around asking for his release. You did it! We'll be chanting your name back in the gift. Everyone will know what you've done, I promise. Your gloved hands half buried on the waves, for rebellious hair, watches your approach, incredulous. Her dimples frame a beaming smile. She lets out a sigh of relief and wags her finger at you. I realize Esmar will need to be your prisoner if we are to honor an agreement. An odd arrangement, but I will save the expedition. Besides, I'm sure your dungeon is far more enjoyable than whatever the Fangs do with their prisoners. But you're the type to deserve more than just praise. Coin, weaponry, she rubs her gloved fingers together. Or if nothing tangible suits your fancy, I'd gladly share my skills with you. Gives you a measuring look. I would like to learn from your skills. I was hoping you'd say that. She removes the gloves from her hands, stowing them in her back pockets. When you spend as much time as I do in the ruins, you learn to strike first and to strike without warning. The key is the efficiency. She holds her S-stock out in front of her, its blade parallel to the ground. The key is in efficiency of movement. Dungeon Delver. She walks you through several footwork drills that focus on quiet footfalls and measured breathing. Place all your weight on the final step when you're ready to strike, she yells for emphasis, as she demonstrates a swift, silent lunge. I think you've got the grasp of it. I'm honored I could teach you something new. She half curtsies and then turns to take her leave. I'm ready, I think. At least some of my men are leaving Air Glanfoth alive. Watches Swinth disappear into thick foliage. He turns to face you. Okay. Am I going to go all... Okay, cool. Okay. Oh! Here we go. Nord returned with 1460 experience, swaddling sheet, money, spoils await in the Great Hall treasure chest. Let's see what. Venturing into the depths of the White Reef well, Fëanor discovered that while the foundations of the well were made of a living Audra, the source of the sounds were wakes that had been dropped into the well by their mothers. In total, a dozen women from White Reef and the surrounding woods had dropped their children into the well after they learned they would turn into wights. Some had died, but many survived the fall, living on small rodents and other critters that had wandered the ruins within tunnels under the well. Nord was forced to fight the aggressive whites, but eventually emerged and told the village what had transpired. Some of the mothers confessed that they had what they had done immediately, others fled the village. In the end, no one had the desire to punish anyone for what had happened. Recall agony. Oops. Foe target. 30% of all damage reapplied over 12 seconds. Interesting. Overwhelming wave. Crush, damage, stunned for 8 seconds. Interesting. Okay, that's an interesting cloak. Cool. Any money out of that? Nope. There was some money, but it doesn't say how much. Okay. Oh, you leveled. Okay. I can increase your survival, but I think I'm going to increase your stealth and your stealth. Defensive bond. Interesting. Predator sense. Okay. Ooh. Okay, driving flights. Ranged attacks bounce one more time. Interesting. Binding roots. Arrow sense. Vicious aim. Makes you slower, but increases accuracy and damage. Ooh, that's really nice. Want 3 per rest. That's pretty nice. Stunning shots. Ooh. That is really good. Play dead. Appears to be dead, cannot be targeted for limited time. While playing dead, the companion regains endurance. Yeah. Revive companion. Heal companion. I'm going to get the stunning shot. Okay.
Yes.
What else is over here?
Certainly.
Oh, right. Sagami's quest is here somewhere. Oh.
If those Delangon are right, you and I are stuck with our awakenings. Not quite the news I was hoping for.
Worrying won't change anything. I'm concerned about you. How are you taking this?
Oh, the knowledge that a barely civilized bumpkin will share my mind and body for the rest of my life? That's kind of you to ask. I'd always believed that Isselmere was an ailment I could cure myself of one day. But now, to think she'll be around forever.
It's time you dealt with this, Aloth.
I know.
And on the bride's side, I've got plenty of time to figure out how to deal with her. You've got to make that decision, Aloth. What do you think? Your whole life you've been taking orders. You can't assert your authority over her. You'll never have it anywhere else. If you can't assert your authority over her, you'll never have it anywhere else. She could be a source of strength if you learn to work with her.
It's strange. I've lived with her most of my life, and I've always seen her as an adversary. It should have occurred to me the day she stood up to my father. But there's something about being too close to a situation to see it clearly. It will be a relief to stop fighting her.
Even as he says it, something struggles within him. The muscles in his face twitch, his skin shifts, his eyes roll back in his skull, exposing slivers of white. Sweat beads and glistens on his forehead. After several seconds, he sighs and looks back at you. That wasn't as difficult as I expected. I think deep down I'd always hoped to find a solution elsewhere. When I was a child, I always thought my mother would come home with mysterious cure. Whether my father, without knowing it, could send her away, just as he'd called her forth. I can't pretend that I didn't spend years of my arcane training, hoping that one of my instructors would have the answer somewhere in his grimoire. When I joined the Light and Key, I hoped and believed that with enough loyal service, I'd gain the ear of someone in the organization who could help me. Even when I met you and realized your unique talents, I hoped that you would be able to reach into my soul the way I've seen you do with so many others. I've been looking for someone else to solve my problem. Now I realize that I've got to face it on my own. Most people need that kind of guidance. You don't. I've been with you the whole way. I still am. Okay, that's how it's supposed to be. You search for answers elsewhere and find them in yourself.
That's a charming way to think of things. And not an unpleasant one either. That reminds me of something else the Delamgon said. About the gods not being real.
He says it quietly as if afraid someone might hear him. They did tell us to pray to the gods, so that can't be entirely true.
Yes, I suppose so. Still, I can't help but worry at the state we'd be in if that was somehow true. If there were no power guiding us in this life and shepherding us to the next.
I'm sure we'd find a way on our own. Then Isambel would just be a happy accident and you'd have no one to blame for it.
I hope you're right.
While we stop moving, let's discuss something else. You made peace with Isabel. What's that like? Relaxing, more so than expected. As contentious as she is, I imagine that letting her in would merely unleash the taunt. But now that I'm not fighting her, it seems she isn't fighting me. And you were right. I found much to learn from her. How may I be of assistance? And that'll be it. Okay. None of these stories end particularly well. Oh joy, a wolf leader. Let's go on to a new video.